When I was in high school, Vietnam was just beginning, and I had some friends that quit school and volunteered to go. And then I don't remember what year it was, 65, I believe, or something like that, the movie The Green Beret came out. And I saw that and I thought, I want to go. So I enlisted and wanted to do my part. And I had always played Army when I was a little kid, and thought it was wonderful, glorious. And anyway, I joined the Army, and I decided I wanted to be a paratrooper. So I volunteered to be a paratrooper, and I went to basic training at Fort Polk, Louisiana, and that all went real well. And then I went to Fort Gordon, Georgia for my AIT, Advanced Infantry Training. And then from AIT I went to Fort Benning, Georgia to jump school. And that was a pretty grueling 5 weeks. Mainly got us in physical shape, and then we got our airborne qualification. And I know one of the times when it was our last qualifying jump. It was actually too windy for them to drop us, but they dropped us anyway. And so when I came in, the people were on the ground, and they had I could see medical jeeps and ambulances and stuff all around. And there were people on the ground telling you, with bullhorns telling you what to do. And I was coming in backwards at a pretty good clip, and they told me to take a certain slip, and I tried that, and that didn't work. And they told me to try another slip, which is pull down on the risers, and it's supposed to control the chute a little bit, but that didn't work. And they said, well, you better hold what you got, because you hadn't got time for another one. And I hit, and I was hit feet, butt, and head, and flipped over, and then the wind was blowing, dragging me. And I released the chute, and the ambulance pulled up and said, we thought we'd save you the trouble of calling us. And I said, no, I think I'm okay. And they said, are you kidding, the way you hit? And so when I was getting my equipment ready to go back in, I noticed that we had 2x4s in our gun cases that were attached to our leg, our rifle cases, and the 2x4s in that bag were broken. So I came out pretty lucky there. Anyway, from Fort Benning, I went to Fort Bragg, North Carolina, and was with 82nd Airborne there. And we did several jumps while we were there. And then that was 1st of April. And then in August, I got my orders for Vietnam, so I went home for a month, and then went over to Vietnam. And I was there I got caught in leap year, so I was actually there a year and a day. We landed at, I believe it was Phan Rang, or we landed in, I guess it was Saigon, and then they took us by truck to Phan Rang, which is where our rear base camp was. And then from there, they put us on a chopper, and we went up to Chu Lai, which is where my unit was at that time, which was the 1st 327 of the 101st Airborne. And there was a big Marine camp there. We didn't stay in the rear very long, because they sent us right out the field. And the way we operated in Vietnam was they would send us out on search and destroy. We call them search and annoy missions. But our shortest, I think, was 30 days, and longest was like 45. And that was without a hot meal, unless we got well, when we got resupplied, they would bring us ammunition and sea rations. So we had to carry 5 days chow. We got resupplied every 5 days.